Hi guys, I'm Shazad and welcome. In this particular series we're going to discuss about the mobile applications. So we are going to start our new series, which is the mobile applications with the React Native. We're going to discuss a lot of things in this particular series. If you talk about the mobile applications, you know very well that a lot of people nowadays using the mobile applications surrounding you. Either they are using a Facebook or any kind of applications. Why? Because the applications are mostly easy to use and easy to handle, and you can access them from anywhere while driving or while traveling from your home, from your office. So you can access anything. So that's why you have to increase your audience by creating the mobile applications. If you already have the websites, that definitely you always accessing from your browser. You have to increase the audience. Yes, while creating the mobile applications, launching to the Play Store, you will increase your audience. That means if you have the e-commerce systems, in other words, you are increasing the sales or the leads. We're gonna discuss about each and everything in this particular series, from designing to development, from tools to automation, from APIs to security, from any kind of sensors which is available in this particular device. Yes, I'm talking about the mobile application device. So before starting this particular course, you have some kind of prerequisite. You have to familiar with few things. Since we are using the cross-platform applications, which is the React Native. React Native is a framework of the JavaScript. So that's why you have to familiar with the JavaScript. While creating the layout, you have to familiar with the tags like components. We're going to discuss about the tags and also the components. What are the difference between these one, styling. We're going to discuss about a lot of things. So you have to familiar with the programming. First of all, you have to familiar with the JavaScript. But don't worry, we can also cover the basics of the JavaScript. So the persons who are new in this particular fields and who are unfamiliar with the JavaScript, they can easily learn the JavaScript. So if you're going to learn the mobile applications, so I should ask you which kind of mobile applications you are going to learn. Either you are learning the native applications, either you are learning the hybrid applications, or you are learning the cross-platform applications. You know very well that from 2017 to 2009 and also the 10, you have the native applications. So iOS first version launched, Android first version launched, and you have the Play Store and also the stores for both one. So you have to create the mobile applications for both particular devices if you are talking about the native applications. So that means you are writing the code for a specific platform. For Android, you are writing the code in Java, Kotlin. For iOS, you are writing the code in the Swift language. It's totally up to you. So while writing the native applications, you have to manage two codes. So as a developer, you have to manage two codes. Definitely, the developers are separate. If you have two teams, so the client should bear the two costs. First for the Android, second for the iOS applications. At that time, you have two teams which currently or at the time that was working on the both applications at the same time. And client always pay the amount for that particular two projects. And you have to manage, if you are going to the maintenance phase, you have to manage both applications. But why you have to use a native application? If you are going to fully control to your device, accessing your sensors, each and every single sensors, doing customizations. If you are not going to compromise the performance and also the security, you have to use the native application. In banking or in any kind of sensitive organizations, they always use the native applications because of the performance, because of the other reasons. So from 2010 to 2015, you have the Cordova, you have the Ionic Framework 7. So these are the frameworks known as hybrid applications. So they gave the hybrid container in that particular frameworks. You just need to write the code in the HTML, CSS and also the JavaScript, that means web technologies. When you're writing the code, HTML, JavaScript and also the CSS, you have the native container. You just need to execute some kind of commands. That particular native controller convert that particular web technologies code into the native modules like Android, like iOS. So now you have the solutions. You have a single code for both platforms. In native applications, you have two codes, one for Android, one for iOS. I'm now talking about the Windows platform. In 2008, we have the Lumia series in Nokia, and we always create the applications in also the Windows platform. If you talk about the other kind of platforms, you also have the Symbian and other kind of operating system at that time, or the previous one, like BlackBerry. We are not going to discuss about that one. So in hybrid applications, you have a single code. You are going to write the single code and you are managing a single code for two platforms, iOS and Android. That is fine, but you will face some kind of performance issues. Why? Because you have the native controller in the middle of. So that native container always convert the code into another one. So that's why it takes time. You cannot fully control your sensors like camera, like storage. You cannot customize the things in hybrid applications. So from 2025 to onward, nowadays, you have the concept of the cross-platform applications. In hybrid applications, you are focusing on the mobile platform, not the other one like web, because you have to create the web applications in any kind of language or the framework, ASP, JSP, PHP, or their own frameworks. So you will face the problems. Why? Because you are managing the two codes for the web and for the mobile applications. So in the cross-platform applications, you have a single code. You can execute or use that particular single code for Android, iOS and also for the web. So now you have solved the problem. So if you talk about the React Native, that is developed by the Facebook and maintained by the Facebook, definitely you have to also familiar with the React, which is the JavaScript library. We're going to discuss about the basics of the React Native, don't worry about it. So in the cross-platform applications, now you solve the problems. If a person is giving you the project, then definitely you just need to tell them that I'm gonna charge, so let's suppose $400 for all platforms, web, iOS and also the Android. It will save a lot of cost, efforts, and also it will give you the best performance as compared to hybrid applications. So cross platforms give you the nearly features like your native also giving. So nowadays we always use the hybrid cross-platform applications, so you guys can easily create the applications rapidly. We're gonna discuss about the environment in our next video. Don't worry about it. How can you configure, why you need to install the Node.js and other kind of dependency managers. We're gonna also discuss about what exactly is a dependency manager. But for now, you're gonna enjoy this particular course. And also, I'm Shahzad Ahmed. I have more than 13 plus year experience as a programmer, as a lead developer. I have created thousands of websites, ERP systems, and a lot of mobile applications, and also the AI based or LLM based models. In this particular course, we're gonna discuss about a lot of things. We're gonna start from the zero, like the basics of the JavaScript, and also the basics of some other kind of stuff which is required to learn the mobile application in this particular course. We're gonna use, or we're gonna create the layout from scratch. We're gonna give you the ideas about the security, the styling, or the best possibility to create the things. We're gonna also teach you the tools which we're gonna use to create the mobile applications rapidly. I'm talking about the GitHub Copilot and also some other kind of LLM based models. We're gonna also give you the idea that how can you exactly integrate the AI and also the ML concepts. So let's suppose I'm gonna also create the fine-tuned LLM based models with Llama and also with the RAG. That is also included with this particular course. We're gonna write some kind of Python script models and other kind of stuff. So you're gonna enjoy this particular course, and at the end of this particular course, you're gonna create the mobile applications yourself from scratch. So I hope guys you are enjoying our videos. If you think we are doing good, feel free to share our courses with your friends, especially on social networks. Thank you for watching.